Check. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. Check. 1, 2.
Everyone in this room is now coming. God have mercy on your soul.
A fantastic day for capitalism.
Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy, a show starring a binary trans woman born in the body of a non-binary atheist, trade unionist, equality advocate, and anarcho syndicalist that self-identifies as an unhinged fear pimp, outraged brigade commander, Breeze Peach police officer, SJW, and a bad faith agent of chaos.
That's me. So, good evening, everyone. I am. I should probably say my name. Welcome to the Tea Party with Marty Abernathy. That I am Marty Abernathy. Of course. Who else would I be? I'm still getting used to this. So, I've done a little work in the studio. I've got a couple new lights, so you might be able to see me a little bit better. My makeup definitely looks something. But I got two new lights, and so yeah. And I'm moving things around. Actually, I just realized something. And I always do this. My green screen. I have a really cool green screen. I say that and then it doesn't work. It's like the Elgato green screens that you can like lift up and bring down. So it's pretty cool. But so I've got this camera here that I'm looking into, and then my green screen camera is over here, and it's flopping all over the place. But yeah, got to remember these things. Ultimately, because I love doing smart home stuff, I would like it hanging from the ceiling, but can't have everything that you want. So tonight on the show, we'll be talking about trans people in the Bible. We'll be talking about if trans equality supports gender equality for all. And we ask the question, is online discourse a fiery pit of hell? By the way,
We're streaming live on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Mixer, and Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook by searching for Tea Party Podcast. That's the letter T followed by Party Podcast, all one word. And on Twitter and Instagram at Marty Abernathy. You can financially support the show by making a one-time donation by going to trans.fm or by becoming a monthly patron at patreon.com/Marty Abernathy. That's MartyAbernathy.
That's right. And if you want to help out the show, if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, if you want to go look at our Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, whatever in the Tea Party tea room. Whoa, this cup looks really blue, and it's actually more of a greenish blue. So I probably need to work on that a little bit to get the colors right. I'm not doing that now. But if you want to, go to teapartypodcast.com to find all those links and more. I just realized I don't know if I have my oh fuck, I can't even remember what it's called, Mastodon account up there. Poor old Mastodon. Neglected Mastodon. By the way, too, if you want to see certain topics covered on the show, you can go to our Reddit, which is just Tea Party on Reddit, and you can submit links there, and I'll put them up on the show. So, I've had an interesting day because I think I got banned on TikTok from a certain person because I can't I can see. Is this David Skog says? Is this the Easter edition? Well, I would. I would play Little Nas X. But in celebration of Easter, because I'm an atheist. Shameful atheist. But what cam, Melanie? That's the question. Butt cam? Anyways, I'm always trying to make things better for the show. Now, there's some things that I'm just like, they're just toys like this. Check this out. Oh, okay. Here we go. Check this out. So yeah, green's a little off there. I just got to thinking. I kind of had an order to talk about tonight's comments. By the way, Joan P says hello, Jordan. Joan P. Hello, Melanie Davis and David Skog. Welcome to the most underrated show in the internet sphere. It's the most underrated Tea Party themed podcast / YouTube channel in the world. I like to take off my friends at by the way, there's going to be an Alexa timer here in about 35 minutes. I'm making a cheesecake, so I'll have to do a BRB at that point to take the cheesecake out. Hopefully I don't burn it this time. Last cheesecake. I make pretty good cheesecakes. Last one wasn't my best. I ended up taking it to work and no one ate it. I felt kind of horrible because I took it to work in A, then B, and C. That no one ate it. That I ended up eating a lot of it. But anyways, so I was kind of gonna go in a certain order, but I'm just gonna go with it. So something hit me, and hopefully this doesn't make me cry. But let's go over to the green screen. Green screen camera. I don't want it on Firefox. I want it on Opera. So I came across I haven't seen. Melanie Davis says, hey, now I have a show too that I don't even listen to. Is that blooming out? Because I haven't seen anything in my feed for months. So that's not the transition that I want, actually. I need to put that one back to my steel slide. So I came across this little story from Sammy Walker on the Twitters, and I need to get back. I need to get back to my screen. So this is from Sammy Walker. She's trans. She said, I had a massive crush on a friend of mine when I was 15. He was older than me, rode a motorbike, and had cool hair, and that fuck what you think attitude. and it has a GIF that says teenage emotions. We stayed friends over the last 16 years. He has always been cool about who I am. However, he perceived me. He was a good egg. Only a handful of people stuck by me when I started transitioning. So those who did above all else. So I value those who did above all else. I was more than happy for us to carry on being friends. Not gonna lie though, still have a bit of a crush on him. Anyway, I woke up this morning. This morning to a message from him. He wasn't his usual jokey self. He seemed anxious about something. What's up? You seem a little off, I asked. He then proceeds to tell me he has been struggling with the way he feels about me. And at this point, when I was reading this, I was like, oh shit. This is some scary transphobia shit. Here we go. Here we go. But no, it's not. I was a little confused and immediately felt like this was him about to cut off our friendship. I mean, who wants to be friends with a woman like me? When the world is hostile towards you, it's easy as a trans person to assume the worst. Nope. He's been struggling with the fact he is now attracted to me and what that meant for him as a straight man. He told me he thinks I'm beautiful and then asked me if he could take me out on a date when lockdown eases. And yeah. 31-year-old me replied, sure, I'd really like that. However, 15-year-old me squealed with excitement and started wondering if I would take his last name when we get married. That is so fucking cute. But it made me think about something. I belong to if anybody, well, Mel here in the chat knows me really well. She actually lived with me or I lived with her, but she lived with me for a few years on and off. And some random geek, at least you didn't sleep through the show like you did last time. Some random geek is here, coming in late. But Mel knows me from back in the day, and she knows that I love wearing skirts, dresses, skirts more than dresses, but I always have been a fan of tights and stuff like that. So yes, some random geek said true. That is what I did one time. And I won't let you forget it, mister. Or, wait. How do you say? Theyster? Oh, dear. Anyways. Yeah. So I like wearing tights, and I belong to this community that is very inclusive to the brand of tights that they sell. They're a very inclusive brand. I don't want to really say here what brand it is, but I'm not going to say. But in the community, there's a mixture of posts. There's women that post David's saying I'm being a bully. By the way, English is a weird thing, because what's the difference between resent and resent? Anyways, but I belong to this community, and the people post stuff that's really sensitive. Like, people will say, I've been struggling a long time with my body image, but the community here has given me the strength to post pictures here of myself. Some of them are racy, some of them are not racy, some of them are just, these are the new tights that I bought, blah 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 blah. And what I found really cool is there are people in this community that don't necessarily identify as trans. They're cis people that wear tights. They just like wearing tights. And it got me to thinking about how some random geek who is non-binary wears what do you call them? They're not tights, but leggings. And for a while he was going by the legging man. It's like a superhero. Leggings for a cape. But anyways. Then there was I started noticing different content creators on YouTube and TikTok. There's a Epos Vox. Some random geek. I am leggings man. I need some reverb. Anyways. But I started noticing these creators like Epos Vox on YouTube, and people like Comrade Sparkles on TikTok. They've neither one of those people that I know of has come out as even non-binary, much less trans. But they wear nail polish, and Comrade Sparkles literally had the flyest nail art that he'd done himself, and it had like a curved edge to it, and I mean, it was just fantastic. And it got me to thinking about how things that used to be seen as women's clothes or women's things are now seen as not having an innate gender. And I even posted this to the group. In fact, I want to read what I said. I'm going to read this on the browser that I don't that you can't see, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to invade the community kind of comfort, I guess, or anyways. I said, as a person that transitioned in 2001, I've seen a lot of movement in society since then. I love that we've moved from seeing things as women's, quote, women's clothes or, quote, women's things to them being seen as my things. Nail polish or tights don't have their own innate gender. I joke on my YouTube channel that I'm a binary trans woman trapped in the body of a non-binary trans woman. People that identify as cisgender, not transgender, people posting pics in their favorite tights really does make me feel a sense of relief and hope for the future. If these things are normalized for cis people, it makes them more safe and normal for gender non-conforming trans people like me. And it really got me to think how that manifests inequality. and I really hadn't bridged these two together until just now, just thinking about it, because I was going to talk about is trans equality gender equality. But when TERFs talk about the world that they want, it's a world of now that they're protecting. They're protecting the status quo. They're protecting rape culture. They're protecting misogyny. They're protecting patriarchy. And when I just think seeing these people living their expression and it not being, oh, this person, you're a fag. Oh my God, what are you one of them transgender people? Or, you know, it's not that. I mean, these are people that are normalizing, and you will get these random conservatives on TikTok, people like Candace Owens saying, "What next?" you know, and talking about men wearing dresses. Let me see if I can actually find, because there was one on going around TikTok. Um, let's see if I can find it. We'll say men wearing dresses. There's accounts. I don't want videos.
Kawasaki on
No, I want to search. Anyways, I guess it's not going to do it. But let's see if I ooh, I think I figured it out. Let's try that. Let's see, men wearing dresses. Let's see if I can get. Oh God, there was one going around. Talking about, well, men wearing dresses. This is gonna be the end. Let's
See, what is masculinity, really? We've got this crazy notion, and it's all very primarily in this country that masculinity is baseball and steak and manly man, and I can't cry and facial hair and cowboy shit. But I don't think there's any one defining characteristic that makes up a man, makes up masculinity. I feel it's all subjective. To me, a man is someone who takes care of his family, who takes responsibility, who welcomes equal responsibility of his partner, his wife, partner, whatever. Masculinity is a guy being comfortable in his own skin, being who he is, being comfortable enough in himself to not feel the need to change who he is to please somebody else's idea of what masculinity is. Because I think I'm a man. I think
that's pretty fucking close. That's pretty fucking close. There was a video going around, basically saying, "Oh my God, if men wear dresses," Candace Owens was going off on it, and it's just tiresome, honestly. But that I mean, I'm coming from the perspective of someone that used to get yelled at walking down the street. That's a man! That's a man! Some random geek in the chat said Fred Rogers is a positive representation of muscularity. He wasn't very muscular to me. But yes. Again, I mean, I think when it comes to these kind of things, I think it's more of a spectrum than people like to talk about and or admit. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the exact one.
Then the next day, you're gonna wake up with your dress on.
Well, I mean, somebody needs to wear them because it sure as hell isn't going to be me. For somebody who doesn't wear dresses, I sure do have a fucking lot of them. This dress is simultaneous.
There you go. Oh, it's currently unavailable. Fuck yes. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, TikTok. But yes, she goes, this girl says, what next? If a guy wears, that's what she was saying. If a guy wears nail polish, next thing you know, he's gonna wake up and he'll be wearing your dress. It's just okay, really. And there is this thing on TikTok where with guys. Here, let's.
Candace Owens really gonna sit here and say that's not a thing that we should do? That's not a thing we should do? Because honey, yes please. Yes please, all day long.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. This kind of thing would not have happened when I transitioned in 2001. You wouldn't have this. And you're going to get the righties. Oh, what kind of America is this? I feel like Rush Limbaugh has entered my body. Limbo. Rush Limbaugh here. The EIB is now EIG, excellence in grave casting. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I don't believe in you, but thank you for taking that, asshole. Anyhow, yeah, the thing is, when this kind of thing is normalized, I think it's a good thing. I think it's I've been struggling with this for a long time to try to explain it. But I think when these things are normalized, it's not female things or male things, because ultimately misogyny is rooted in hatred of women, of course, but homosexuality, or I mean homophobia and transphobia, are rooted in misogyny. Because most of the time, because it's about not being perceived as a woman or doing womanly things. What people say are womanly things. But when these things are normalized, especially for men, because women can already wear whatever clothes they want. They aren't gendered by their clothes. I mean, you have really butch women that are still identified as women in the culture. And I think the more that there's like a where people just make choices about what they want to wear, how they want to present, the world is going to be a much, much better place. Despite what Joe Rogan says, because oh, if you missed the last, let's see, I want to play this because yeah, here we go. This is the oh poo. We're gonna say I'm gonna talk about this tweet here in a minute, but here we go. This is for those of you that missed the last show. This is
of every civilization's reign. And I think this happened with the Greeks and it happened with the Romans. And it's one of the things that Douglas Murray, when I had him on my podcast, was discussing. He said one of the things that happens at the end of civilizations is they become obsessed with gender. It's a thing that happens where men start becoming women and women start becoming men, and it becomes like a big focus, like cross-dressing and all this stuff becomes a big point of focus. And I was like, well, why is that? He goes, it seems to be that they're dissolving all boundaries and all norms and all societal structure, and that's a part of it. It's like gender.
That's so ridiculous. I will be right back. I have to take a cheesecake out of the oven. I'll be right back. We'll get more into the Joe Rogan fun time when I return, which will be about 2 minutes. Oh, that was perfect, actually. All right. So, yeah. I got the cheesecake out and almost burnt the shit out of my hands. Exfoliated the outer surface. I can rob a bank now. I have no fingerprints. So yeah, that is Joe Rogan. What a joke. Can you believe? And this is the discourse. Are you kidding? Some random geek? What kind of heresy is this? Is cheesecake a kind of pie? No, it's a cake made of cream cheese. Technically, I think it probably is more a pie than it is a cake, but who's tell me you're kidding, please. Please tell me you've had cheesecake, because if you haven't, I'm going to cry. So yeah, I think I do think it's a good thing that this stuff is normalized, because I think it's not gonna automatically make everything better. I don't think in any way it's gonna do that. But I do think that equality is a trajectory that we're going towards, and this kind of normalization of feminine things being okay for men, um, being able to explore and be part, especially what that guy said, as far as oh oh actually, some random geek, I would say go to a vegan bakery. You could get cheesecake there, and that's the one thing, because I was seeing someone at one time that was a vegan, and so I went to a lot of vegan coffee houses, vegan bakeries, blah 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 blah, and there's some amazing baked goods, especially brownies, vegan brownies. Oh, they're as good or better than regular brownies. So, but yeah, normalizing men being able to express themselves in whatever way that they kind of see fit, rather than pigeonholing men into, oh, this is what's masculine. Oh my God, why did I just sound like Richard Nixon? I am not a crook. I do horrible impressions, by the way. Oh, we're going to change topic. Blah, because I think I've kind of said what I wanted to say. On this topic. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was this comment. Actually, no, this comment. I want to read this. So this is from, I think it's supposed to be the Black Horned. As much as they despise it, the Tumblr SJW movement converted more young people to the left than the dirtbag left streamer clique ever did. But y'all don't care about that, because the anti-cringe mindset trumps this strategy that all y'all are claim to care about. It's all, we need to put our personal feelings aside because the left isn't a social club, when it's about literal racism, misogyny, ableism, etc. But that goes all out the window when some trans preteens on the internet acting a little silly and overzealous. I have openly been critical of certain aspects of that movement too, but I'm not really writing anyone off as Tumblr refugees or Trump Tumblr brain rot or whatever the fuck brain related insult these guys are pushing at the moment. By the way, this is literally me responding to an argument that smelly white boys make about SJWs online. I'm not even proposing that recruitability is the best way to judge a movement, just responding to the argument based on that notion. People claiming I'm creating a false dichotomy where I'm claiming all leftists are either Tumblr kids or Vosh viewers. Again, I am responding to the argument that does just that, not actually my own framework. I wasn't radicalized by Tumblr personally. Whenever you respond to an argument, you kind of need to operate on some of the presumptions being made by the people putting the argument forward. I'm saying even if we did accept those parameters, it would still be wrong. Some random geek in the chat said, Some people, or someone said to me, ableism doesn't exist. That is just Tumblr shit. And this was a disabled person too. Well, just like there are self-hating trans people. Debbie Hooten. Oh boy, I got something caught in my throat. Oh, it's a trans token, I think. Anyways, you know, and there are people that are anti-feminism that are women. So it's not surprising, but I do think that there is a point to that. Like literally the aughts, when Tumblr was really big, it did bring a lot of people to the left. It did bring people to what people would be called social justice warriors. I can't believe people are even saying that still. But I do think there are places on the internet that people don't talk. For me, it was LiveJournal, where I honed my writing skills. I honed my connection, my networking skills online. Oh, I love this song, by the way. If I still smoked and I could sit in a restaurant playing this music, smoking Marlboro cigarettes, I'd be dead. Oh, I do miss smoking. And I quit 2007. That is addiction, my friends. But yeah, Chauvin is a murder. Chauvin is a murderer. Black Magic Bimbo. I know her. Said I was literally just thinking about this the other day. The people who were mocking the Tumblr SJWs 10 to 15 years ago have reluctantly taken up leftism themselves, but still mock Tumblr SJWs as a way to posture. And I do think that's true. I mean, I just found it very interesting that point of view, because I do think that it's true. I think Tumblr days, especially like, well, I'm trying to think. I hate this being a signpost. When was that? 2014. So yeah, like 6 to 10 years ago. I mean, Tumblr really had a lot. It brought a lot of people into various minority communities and brought them together. So, hail Tumblr SJWs. I just thought of something. Let's see. What is reviled as much as Tumblr in the atheist community? Here we go. Let's type it in. Let's see how no. How about let's try atheism and then just plus. Oh Lord. Yeah. You got all that Richard Carrier. Oh, wasn't he that? Isn't Richard Carrier? Isn't that the guy that was? Oh, I'm not even gonna say because he goes around suing people, doesn't he? Isn't that the Sue guy? Oh God! Please don't tell me Richard Carrier got something published in. No, Jonathan Simmons. Anyways, but Atheism Plus is the Tumblr of the atheist community. Because, and it, for those of you that don't know, the term Atheist Plus designates spaces, persons, and groups dedicated to promoting social justice and countering misogyny, racism, homo, bi, transphobia, ableism, and other such bigotry inside and outside of the atheist community. And I think the people that came through that time got me through, like Rebecca Watson and other prominent Atheism Plus bloggers, got me through that whole shit show that was Richard Dawkins and oh God, what's that molesty kind of guy? Oh God. What's his name? Oh, is it Michael Shermer? Not molesty. Derogatory towards women, definitely. Anyways, yeah, that guy. It was really pushing me away from the atheist community because it is largely a community of bros, man. Bros before hoes, dude. That's mainline atheism. And a lot of these people literally just replace their fundamentalism and their conservatism with atheism, within atheism, but they're the same people that they were before. Judgmental, not hating people because of who they are. I mean, it's fucked up. Anyways, everybody's kind of went quiet. Or is everyone getting a makeover in the chat? Or Melanie said it's not the freaking clothes, fuck's sake. The last thing that I wanted to talk about tonight is this tweet. Tell me honestly, some random geek. Oh my God, you are so fucking hilarious. Who was the creep in atheism? That doesn't narrow it down, does it? Nope, not at all. Blue Mouse Eek on Twitter said, "Tell me honestly, has patiently and civilly explaining your standpoint, re trans people, ever resulted in anyone shifting their view even slightly? I'm not interested in feeding folks desire for an argument. Unless someone says it's worth it, I'm going back to mute on site." That's fine, Joan P. I was just in British slang, I was just taking the piss. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody needs to talk to me. I'll be okay. I'm not interested in feeding folks desire for an argument. Unless someone says it's worth it, I'm going back to mute on site. And in fact, I wonder if my son is at home. I want to call him live on the air. Bow, 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 bow. This is. I don't know if he's at work or not. I think he probably is. Shooby dooby doo. I know this is compelling stuff here. But we've had. Nicholas hasn't set up his voicemail. Please, Nicholas, if you're watching, do not call. Don't call. Oh my. The reason why I say do not call, he literally called me one time and it was like a $300 or $400 bill for him or something crazy like that. I'm kind of laughing because I just got a notification. I just got a notification. Well, I looked at my notifications in this package app. I ordered something 15 days ago, and it's saying your package is delayed due to a Brexit-related disruption. We are adjusting delivery plans as quickly as possible. Not really that quick. Anyways, my son and I were having a conversation, and I would love to talk to him about it and see what he thinks on down the road. He's kind of pulled back from Facebook, and I have as well. I literally don't get on Facebook hardly anymore. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, Brexit's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna trade. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna get our country back. Yeah. Our country won't have any furniture, but fucking A. We got our country back. We can fish. All right. I wasn't a big fan of the EU anyways, but I do think it was stupid. Self-inflicted wound. So my question, and I hate to do this, but let's see if I can find. I've just been informed I'm a sycophant for Dan Arrow. Oh, atheism, you're special. I don't remember that, but that would be funny. Dan had really one of the best points I've ever seen about atheism. And debate. So I'm trying to see. Trying to find this tweet. Should have done this earlier if I would have been prepared. Oh. Oh, this is good. I get regular invites to debate on various platforms. I always say no because debate is an imperialist, capitalist, white supremacist, cis heteropatriarchal technique that transforms a potential exchange of knowledge into tools of exclusion and oppression. My standard reply: many thanks for your invitation. I must decline given that the adversarial structure of debates is mental. To the kind of reparative work around which my academic practice is based and which requires slow, immersive, and contemplative, contemplative work rather than a rhetorical spectacle with winning, owning is the goal and dominance the prize. I would be delighted to accept an invitation in the future should there be an opportunity for a reparative and contemplative rather than adversarial exchange of ideas. Best wishes, Sonny. And that is so on point. And this is what I was saying. Some jerk offs out. Debate is an argument between two sides. A specific forum may have an agenda, but throwing adjectives at the whole concept like some sort of grape shot simply shows you have misunderstood the concept. And I said, which is? Dan Earl had a great point about debates, and this is what he said. He said, debates are actually useless. Being a good debater doesn't mean you're right, and it rarely changes people's minds. Ask 10 creationists and 10 atheists who won the ham versus nye debate. Boom. The fact that you're a great debater doesn't mean anything except that you have good communication skills. It doesn't mean that you're right. It just means that you are an effective communicator. That's literally all it means. And it doesn't move the world. It doesn't David said, debate is what you do when you disagree about details, not when you disagree about premises. True. And it almost seems like to me like discourse and debate online though is meant to own, or pwn as they used to call it. PWN. Like, you were owned. Oh my God. You were destroyed. Hello, Leto. Welcome. Looking at my watch. But yeah, I mean, to me, Dan was so on point with that. Literally, I mean, debate doesn't really do anything online except destroy people's mental health, or people's health in general. I mean, people get doxxed, people get all kinds of. Oh, Samantha Walker is in the chat. If you watch the replay of the show, I did talk about your tweet, which was so, I mean, it made me cry. Totally made me cry. Like a little baby. I also, Samantha, you can go back and watch the beginning of the show if you want later on. But something else that I thought about that I didn't say at the time, it really inspires me. These kind of stories wouldn't have happened 20 years ago when I transitioned, when I started hormones, when I started on my journey. This wouldn't have happened. These stories wouldn't have happened, not in the way they are now. And that is an awesome thing. David says, the bait is what you're using when fishing. Yeah, I do. When it comes to debate, it's more like the bait. And like, it almost seems like a chess match. It seems like wrestling in a way. It seems like wrestling chess. It seems like almost like with words. You know, this is the move I use all the time. Hard. You know, this is the and you got Christians on the other side. I have the great banana move. Watch me use this. I am the great debater. Oh God. Can you imagine that? Like some of the people that are in the atheist community doing it kind of doing their debates in a wrestling kind of style. You know, having oh God. Leto Anor says, apparently Vosh called the U.S. Korean genocide dabbling on Korea. Korea and Vietnam. People will say, oh, I respect people that you can, to me, you can have an argument about World War II and Afghanistan, about the legitimacy of fighting in those wars. But Iraq, Korea, Vietnam, those were all wars of choice and basically pushback on Korea and Vietnam were a pushback on communism. So I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say people were horrible that fought in those wars, but I'm not going to say that they were heroic either. To me, the people that were heroic were the people that said, nope, you're not going to draft me into this bullshit. I'm not. You know, people like Muhammad Ali, those were the fucking heroes as far as I'm concerned. But David said, if you agree to debate someone who doesn't even recognize your argument as a valid one, you're essentially validating their standpoint as a valid one. Typical liberal mistake, even if you own them. Well, see, that's the thing, too. I go back to it a lot, but let's see if I can find it. I know you love watching me search for things on Twitter, but it's things I've had arguments with. The guy that does Curious Cat, I actually got into it with him, but what is it? Goat. What's the guy's name? Something Goat. See if it'll give it to me this way. killing unborn kids is not right. What about unborn goats? Oh my God. Why? Let's look up people. Yeah, here it is. Julius Goat. Just trying to find out. Here we go. This is from an account you muted. Yeah, it was. Oh, God. I wish I could find it, though. The actual, I get a lot of, I wish I could find it, but basically what his what his belief is that people that argue for things like against trans rights, just giving them a stage is you lose. Once you've given them a stage, you've lost. They don't have to do anything. Here it is. I go back to this a lot. Both sides. Imagine you have a friend. Let's call him Rick Reasonable. Now imagine you have an enemy. Let's call your enemy Bart B. Oilwater. Bart B. Oiling Water. You'll understand why. Bart is a real piece of crap. Whenever he sees you, he throws boiling water at you. Get it? Bart B. Boiling water. Usually you dodge it, but every once in a while he catches you with a bit. You have some really bad scarring on one arm and a few places on your face and neck. You constantly have to be on the lookout for Bart, because if you let your guard down, it's scalding water time. Rick is a good friend. He thinks it's really bad that Bart throws boiling water on you. He tells you this all the time. He's written some letters to the newspaper about how bad Bart is for throwing boiling water on you. Sometimes he'll even go out with you to watch your back. He's got a popular TV show, and he's gone on record a few times that Bart is in the wrong for always trying to hit you in the face with boiling water. Then one day you turn on the TV at the end of the day, and you see Rick has Bart on as a guest. Rick is arguing with Bart about whether or not it's good to douse you with boiling water at every available opportunity. Rick is parsing things a little more than you would like. He wants to know if the water has to be boiling. If it can't just be very hot. Bart says no, it really does have to be boiling. But does it have to be water, Rick asks. Could it be something a bit easier to dodge, like molasses or tar? Bart thinks about this and decides he isn't sure. He'll have to get back to Rick on that one, but really he prefers water. Rick wants to know if there can't be days Bart could promise not to throw boiling water at you. Bart doesn't really doesn't want to set that sort of precedent. Rick really would like to know why it needs to be you every time. Bart is shocked that Rick would suggest such a thing. He insists he doesn't have a throwing boiling water on you specifically bone in his body. He just believes on throwing boiling water, and you happen to be the one that's there every time. And this goes on and on and on and on. Rick appears to concede that Bart absolutely does have the right to walk the streets carrying as much boiling water as he wants, as long as he a long-standing tradition of our country. Bart appreciates Rick's stance on the matter and compliments him on his willingness to find common ground. At the end of this segment, he and Bart agree to disagree on whether or not it's good to attempt to douse you with boiling water every day. Bart still thinks it is very good, though he insists it's not directed at you, but only in spaces that you happen to inhabit. He wonders again why you chose to inhabit those spaces. Rick continues to insist that throwing water at the space that you inhabit is tantamount to throwing it at you, and that is quite rude indeed. They shake hands, and there is a commercial for Pepsi. The next day, you confront Rick about this, and he shrugs. Man, I hate that bastard Bart, but you have to hear both sides. You say, can't you watch my back today at least? Oh, Rick said. He'd love to, but he's busy. How are we feeling about Rick? Imagine it. The idea of watching your friend have a conversation on whether or not you should be allowed to be harmed or maimed or even killed with the person who is actively trying to do it. Imagine the idea that your friend would be more concerned with appearing open-minded in public than defending your actual skin from scalding off your actual flesh. Somewhere an idea took hold that one of the keys to being open-minded was engagement with every idea and giving each notion equal consideration. At some point, we decided it was of primary importance to remember that every side of the issue has two sides. At some point, we decided that the recipe for fostering a civil society was to take both sides and present them as equally valuable and equally worthy for all to decide whether they should rise and which should fall. We teach the controversy and let the conclusions fall where they may. A market of ideas, we call it. The underlying assumption to the metaphor being, I think, a market never fails to select quality. Certainly, supposing we live in a society that believes profit is a foundational good, it would make a lot of sense we'd hold such an idea. And a marketplace for ideas might actually work, I think, providing there were presented in good faith. Each debater is interested in letting the best ideas rise, prove it, provided the customers are knowledgeable and unwilling to buy junk simply because it is convenient or comfortable or has a familiar brand or just tastes right. That rarely happens. And the post goes on and on, but it's important. It's important in parts where he talks about the marketplace of ideas and how that's bullshit. Said more recently, there was a time when the controls of our marketplace made a wager that they had grown powerful enough to rob the rest of us blind without consequence. That once caught out, our system was too committed to profit as a first priority to allow them to have to pay for their crime. They won the bet. And that's true. The free market of ideas does not win. He continues, it's going to become necessary, therefore, if we're serious about justice, to discern a person's intentions before determining whether or not it's appropriate to engage with them in the marketplace of ideas, even before determining if the marketplace itself is appropriate. Some people's ideas are genocide and slavery. They don't want to win a debate. They just want to be listed on the exchange. They don't have ideas as such. They have intentions. The idea is a seat at the table. They have an instrumental view of debate, not a philosophical one. You can tell this because when they effortlessly change from one statement to a contradictory one, if it is useful in the moment to take a contradictory position in order to further that intention. Lies are no longer lies. Facts are no longer facts. Lies and facts are just tools towards a desired intention. You might even start to hear about alternative facts. You might even hear that there are no facts anymore. Well, great. So if they're all liars, we should be able to beat them easily, right? Why are we so afraid to engage with their ideas if if our ideas are better? And this is so key. That seems a pretty reasonable question. The problem is it's entirely the wrong question. It's a category error, because when you are debating, your opponent is merely using debate. The fact that you are engaging means he's already succeeded. Once you're willing to debate whether one group of people or another should be abused, then abusing and expelling people from society is something that's up for debate. It's on the table. It's listed on the exchange. If we are debating whether there ought to be laws preventing trans people from bathrooms, then we're already debating the wrong thing, and as a result, we have lost. Bottom line, that is money. And he goes on later on, he says, those things don't get on the table because once they are on the table, they have entered the realm of things that we consider. If we are debating whether or not there should be a Muslim ban, or whether or not healthcare should be kept from the poor, or whether gay people should be banned from marriage, or whether black people are killed by cops, or if women should be paid the same or not, or if Native Americans and descendants of slaves still deserve reparations for systemic and ongoing theft, or if hungry people should have food, or thirsty people should have water, or disabled people should have access to buildings, we have already lost. Those things don't go on the table, because once they are on the table, they have entered the realm of things we consider. They are enter the realm of the possible. Debate them? Okay, why not? They're lying. They're wrong. You'll win easy. Now debate again and again and again and again and again and again. The lie is entering the public consciousness again. The idea of the lie entering the public consciousness, the idea is taking hold that debate is a thing where people argue by lying. They're lying, you're lying, but it's all lies anyways, right? Both sides. Again, the lies are getting thicker, but more hidden by their ubiquity. Again, the lies are getting better, more convincing. Again, they're being focused, tested in marketplace of ideas. Again, there are bumper stickers and signs. Debate again. You have to win every time. But why are you afraid to engage in an idea? You're in the marketplace. The best ideas rise to the top, right? Again, there are protests in favor and direct action premised upon the lie. Again, there are hats, red hats, a sea of them. Again. And yeah, here we are. We want to kill black people. We want civil rights. Compromise? Yeah. So that's the thing. It's a good article. It's fairly long, but if you read it, and this is why I've always said that deplatforming should be a thing. I don't have any problems with people being deplatformed if they don't come to an argument, to a debate, to a talk with good intentions. And if they're arguing about things that obviously shouldn't be even debated, that shouldn't be up for debate, and there are boundaries in society. It is known that we don't debate if the Holocaust happened, because we know it has. Anybody that's been to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., you know it happened. You can't deny it. You can fucking smell it. You can go into that room and smell those fucking shoes. But there's literally documented proof. So anyways, yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about tonight? No, that's it. Oh, I almost forgot. Jesus. Let's talk some Jesus right now. So I want to play this TikTok. You be quiet. You be quiet. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. Oh. I must have got banned. Deleted. Huh. Well, isn't that special? Oh. Apparently they didn't go to my profile. They don't care. Basically what I said is that I think that trans people are in the Bible. If you look, people are mentioned in the Bible. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's actual in the Bible eunuchs. In fact, let's see if it's in this story. Yeah. I mean, if you look at this, these folks here call themselves eunuchs. But if you look in the Bible talks about eunuchs, and I think if you look at that, oh, David, I would love to play a Tim Minchin song on here, but I've already been told I've already had to take one video down because it was there was copyrighted content on it. But I think that trans people are in the Bible, and they are in the Bible when eunuchs are talked about, because the eunuchs that took care of the queen, or what they don't call it a harem in the Bible, but I forget what they call it. Concubine. They were the keepers of it because they were trusted. But here's the thing. Oh, harem. In the Bible, in Ruth especially, they were seen as the protectors of the king's wives. They could be trusted. And I don't know how I got on that. But trans women, especially, how can you say that they're, I mean, literally, definitionally, what's the difference between a eunuch and a trans woman? I mean, literally. I wish I still had the Bible from when I was a kid, because in Ruth, they showed these eunuchs. And let's just say they inspired me. And when people say trans people aren't in the Bible and God makes us all perfect, Jesus said in Matthew 19:12, I believe, that some eunuchs are made by man and some are born that way. I read that as some people are born intersex and some people choose to be eunuchs and some people don't. Some people are eunuchs by birth. So there are trans people in the Bible. I think eunuchs are included in the under the trans umbrella. Fight me! Apparently some people did, and I got banned on TikTok. Oh dear, I can't believe that. Baby Jesus is sad. Anyways. I'm losing people on the Jesus. But yeah, you can fight me on that. Anyways, that's all I got for tonight. And people are falling asleep, so I love y'all. And I will talk to you soon. Later.
You're listening to the Tea Party, part of the Trans FM radio network. You can call the show in the US toll free at 86.
No, you can't.
You're listening to the audio.
No, you're not.
You are fake news.
Yes, you are.